Alright guys, welcome back. So it's been a while since I posted the last deck profile because I wasn't doing so great. I didn't end up topping the past 2 weeks, except for this week. This week I ended up making it. The side deck is the main focal point I want to talk about because I mentioned it before in one of the replay videos where I was showcasing it. And it seems mad and it seems pretty kind of crazy and kind of out of the box, but like it seems logical to me. And I ended up getting 3 of the junk dice. I'm still looking for more. They're so cool. But let's get straight into it. So, triple Stardust Synchron, right? What other deck would it be, right? Triple Junk Synchron, just hard open one or the other, and then mill the other off of Ruler. It's just consistently what you want to be happening. Level 2s, Converter and Double Warrior. And then we just got the new one as well, the blue rare, which is cool. Can't really tell. It looks just black, but like, yeah, it's a blue rare. It's pretty nice. You get 2 more of this. Yeah. So basically, consistency. Last year allows you to extend post Nibiru, and it just makes your overtake combo way better because of the tokens you generate. It's just insane. And this one lets you chain block through Ash, which is pretty cool. Then of course you have your Caligo to pair well with your Junk Synchron. Then your Jester to pair well with your Stardust Synchron, because sometimes you don't get to Double Warrior, and this does essentially the same thing because it lets you go into a Marcher Shaman. The Dawnwalker, just amazing. Then we got the blue rare as well for this one. Then you get 2 more, just so cool. Oh, how can I forget the Dreadful Ant is there as well. This is like one of your best combo sorters, and that's something that I can't stress enough. If you open up Walker, you always 90% of the time, you're always going to want to start with the Walker. And Steven ended up finishing his deck on the and he ended up playing it yesterday as well. Round 1, he was sitting next to me, and I see his hand. I'm like, oh my god, there's no way he can lose. He opened up this and like full combo. I was like, oh my god, this plays Tony Beer and everything. And he just goes on this speeder. I was like, what? There's no way. And yeah, it was just so, yeah, he should have gone for this first. It was just, yeah, it was crazy. Start with this all the time. Then of course you have your Gamma. Okay, this is one thing he contributed to. He was like, "Oh, I'm on Gamma today." I'm like, "Yeah," because like this is like a hit or miss type of card. Because in theory it's meant to function quite well, right? Because it's a tuner, it's a level 2. Most of the time people ash this in hand because they don't want you to have the bodies on board, and then try to do something off of that and make it really mediocre for them to interact with, right? Or they ash Converter, or they draw you after tuning, you know, or something like that, or Shifter against Thunder, because that does happen. It has everything good going for it, but every single time I have it, it just doesn't do anything. Like rarely, like there'll be like maybe that one game that I can win you, but like most of the time, it's just dead in your hand. So it's a matter of, well, do I just replace it, or do I just keep it in because it's just good to have? It's just one of those cards. I honestly don't know. Like, it's just insane. And I was mainly taking triple draw. It's brave against anything that searches, you know, like just against Flunder. I mean, of course, if it's Shifter, you can't use it, but like, nonetheless, it's just basically having this paired with this. It's just insane. Like, try to get there, and then you just draw them. They're like, oh, I can't search anymore. I can add. You know, it just makes the biggest difference. It makes it really awkward for them to play, especially against Punk. You know, Punk Adventure. Like, it makes it kind of weird because they can't search the Basil. They can't search off the Ruler Mills. They can't add it. You know, and then against Therion. You know, like just a lot of things like that. So it seemed logical. It's a level 1 as well. That you can bring back with Junk. You know, it's pretty good. Summon Junk, bring this back. Tribute Junk, this and Stardust Synchron make Speeder. You know, so that's pretty neat. But I don't know. Like if you saw the previous build, I was playing Dark Ruler and I wasn't playing any hand reps. But yeah, I don't know. The Gamma was it underperformed for me. Then of course you have your 1-ups. Oh my goodness, I hate. Oh my god. I drew this card almost every freaking game. It was so annoying. Every time I lost was because I drew it and I got Nibiru'd. It was so annoying. Like if this was meant to be where it was meant to be, I would have won those losses because they would have nibbled me. That's fine. I always go Yazi pop and continued. But no, it was in my hand. I was so annoyed. Destrudo's amazing. Trail, amazing. Jet, Warrior, and then of course this little guy, Cyber Synchron. This feels like a bit win more, but like it just comes up the protection in the extra monster zone. Like it's subtle, but it's just insane how important it can be. Like people go into battle phase, try to think they can run over Herald, and they run into this, and you spook them because you go, okay, anything damage step, and they're like, what the fuck? Like, do you have like honors or something, or like drop it, and I have nothing on the field? Like, no, damage step. Like, yeah, okay. So I look at my hand to ensure that they're in the damage step. And then I pick up my graveyard and then I banish it like, oh my god, I forgot about that. And it comes up so much, it's so cool. But yeah, I guess you don't have to play this. I just like it, you know, it's because sometimes you draw this guy and sometimes you need the level 1 to like, because it makes your plays really awkward if you don't have level 1 to synchro with when you resolve spear. But nonetheless, it's up to you, I guess. It works with it. Triple tuning, you know, just consistency. Because you're maxing out on Caligo and Jester, you want to be able to have the versatility of being able to search either one, depending on whether you open up Caligo, whether you open up Jester. Overtake, this card's amazing. There's nothing to say about this. Grave or deck, which is it's just so cool. And then, of course, you have the powerful one-ofs, Rhoda. Rhoda's just amazing. Fool's Burial, Dragon Shrine. This is for the Strudo and Trail. And this is always live because the Strudo returns itself to the deck. So even if you draw the Strudo, it goes back to the deck and you just flush it, you know? Or you shrine it away. And of course, Illumination. Just basically 3 of each, basically. Then you have Monster Reborn, Called By, just stop hand traps, Midbreaker, and then of course you have your main deck ready to reboot. This I've grown to really like this card in the main deck. It just stops Imperm. It's just insane. And then the off chance that you go up against Eldritch or something, or like a trap deck, you know you have some sort of out, you know, like even if it's a top deck, because that does happen quite often. You go, okay, top deck, boom, and then you just no threat for the turn. It's just insane. Okay, so this is where it gets kind of weird. This is a side deck. Okay, so we're playing double nib, just insane. And okay, you already saw the clips. Okay, so Epsilon. So okay, so theory. If you watched the replay video, you saw that I was playing this, and it's more so because everyone's playing Anti-Spell, everyone's playing D-Barrier, right? And this is basically your answer to that. Because if you remember in the video, I mentioned how any like full combo hand that you have will not beat Anti-Spell or D-Barrier. It just won't. It won't, you know? So you're sacrificing the potential of opening up the Garnets to opening up the proper card variation to beat that scenario, right? So in theory, right, you have the option to open up these 2 cards compared to opening up combo itself. But if you open a combo up against D-Barrier and Anti-Spell, you're not winning that. But if you open up this, you are, because this will stop the Anti-Spell, and this will stop the Omni-Gates of protecting the Anti-Spell. You know, that it seems situational, but how is the rest of the deck not situational? You're trying to have a particular hand to combo off, you know? So how is this any different? You know, this cards you want to open. This is what you want to open, go in second. It's just insane. It just seems more logical. And the main argument would be like, oh, well, you're adding 2 bricks, go in second. Well, yeah, it's the risk and reward type of scenario. Like, no, it's like I'm risking the fact that I will potentially draw this, which happened once, and it was like, oh my god, I regret this decision. But nonetheless, it like that was the whole theory, because like I was there's one time I was going up against Plunder, and he made me start after he won, he lost, and he made me start. I was like, what? So I was like, oh my hand was had this. My hand was this. Twisters evenly. I can't remember what it was, but I was ready, man. Oh my god! But he made me start, and I had to pass. And luckily, it didn't do anything. And then I had twin, and I twinned his back row. I was like, come on, flip D-Barrier, flip D-Barrier. And he didn't flip it, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, I guess they need to resolve this, but nonetheless, it was there, which is pretty cool. But yeah, that's like the risk you're willing to take. Adding 2 more bricks to have this scenario resolve is just insane. Like it's just crazy, you know. But yeah. Okay, then you have a double D-Barrier, Dark Widow Army, and then you have Twisters to prompt the D-Barrier or any trap, you know, against Eldritch, because sometimes they're not gonna flip the D-Barrier on their own. So that's why you just have to force it, and then you go discard, and then chain D barrier, and then you chain this, and then you have a free Chaos Ruler, or you have a level 2 to make a Herald before anything, and then you can make the Shudo on this guy, and then pop a back row. You know, like little things like that. It just opens up your plays immensely. It's just insane. And then of course you have your Evenly. So this pairs well with this as well, because like if you go into like we go in second and you evenly them and they chain D barrier, then you just chain this. It doesn't matter that that evenly doesn't resolve. It's mainly to prompt the D barrier, because like this just helps you start your combo off so strong because of the options you have. Like going to ruler first without having to contribute anything else is insane. It's just crazy. And then of course double anti-spell. I normally max this out, but I needed to make room for this because I wanted to test this out, this theory, and I didn't get to do it, unfortunately. Like it just didn't come up. I just don't know, it just didn't. Once again, Baron. We have Hot Red, Kessler, Insane, Crystal Wing, Omega, Yazi's insane, Charge Warrior, TG, Junk Warrior, Junk Speeder, Excel Synchron, and of course the little guys, Herald, Cupid Pitch, Marshall Metal Marcher. These guys are so important to the extra deck. And Steven was talking to me about not playing these guys, and I was like, what? No, then the deck has to change completely. Like Doppel Warrior becomes not as important. I was like, whoa, that's interesting. And of course, your tokens, all that. This is so cool, man. This is freaking. I ended up getting it off of Nasatea, if I pronounce it right, on Discord. If you're not in the Discord yet, the link is in the description. We just talk theory. Every now and then we hop on the voice chat and then just like spectate each other, which is pretty cool. Yeah, pretty nice. So if you want to play carry, this is a carrier token, which is pretty cool. Double tokens. And of course these as well. These are nice. If you want any token made in your field center, just link is in the description. Use my promo code and get 10% off, which is pretty cool. You get like different rarity. I want to get some prismatic rare ones. This is pretty cool. But nonetheless, that's the deck list. Little bit crazy with the Epsilon, but I really wanted to test it. I really wanted to resolve it once at least, but unfortunately I wasn't able to. But yeah, it's pretty wild. That's it. Hopefully enjoy the video. Like, subscribe if you haven't, and thanks for watching.